It's one of the most memorable plays in NFL history. The catch.
And he throws into the end zone.
But for one player involved, it has left a lasting impression of a troubling sort.
Yeah, that play has definitely haunted my legacy, so to speak. I used it the other day. I spoke at a football banquet to a team that lost on a Hail Mary. And so I told them about my story, and one of the parents kind of gasped in there, "Oh, that was you." I could hear him, you know. So I get that all the time. That's how I'm associated.
The career of Everson Walls should not be defined by one play. Coming out of Grambling, he was a long shot to even make it in the NFL. Although he led the nation with 11 interceptions his senior year, pro teams were scared off by his 40-yard dash time.
What was your official 40 time?
I think they said 4.71, which, you know, I never really, I was never fast.
I don't think we had any thought about drafting him, no.
Hello.
Walls went undrafted, but signed with Dallas as a free agent.
You know, we were a very computer-driven team, and so we were able to be very successful in signing free agents that had characteristics, overcoming lack of speed, as an example.
Only time will tell, but so far he has really performed beyond our expectations.
In his first NFL game, Walls intercepted his first pass. It was the beginning of one of the greatest rookie seasons in league history.
In the clutch situations, the rookie seems to be able to get it done.
I remember my rookie year when I was getting all these interceptions. No one could explain, first of all, how a free agent was able to do this. So everyone comes up with their own idea.
Everson Walls, ever near the ball.
They would use that term and say around the ball. And I kind of took offense to that because it's as if I stumbled into it. I was around the ball because I could cover my man. All right? And when they were throwing to my man, I want that ball just as much as he does. And my rookie year, they were coming at me. Small school and you can't run. That's all they knew. That was the only book on it. So let's go at it. They came at me about 15 to say 17 times a game. And, you know, you got to fight them off. You got to fight them off. So that's how you're around the ball all the time, with a big target on your back.
Walls would finish the regular season with an NFL-high 11 interceptions and earn Pro Bowl honors.
Everson, do you still feel like a rookie?
No, I don't feel like a rookie. We've played too many games to be called a rookie. I hope it tells the tale of the things coming later on in the playoffs.
In the second quarter of the 1981 NFC Championship game, Walls intercepted Joe Montana.
Everson Walls had 11 intercepts, a club record.
In the fourth quarter, he did it again.
Montana setting up to throw deep, throws in high, down in the corner. Everson Walls takes it away from Freddie Solomon.
A super job of covering.
With under 10 minutes to play, it appeared Walls' magical rookie season might end with a trip to the Super Bowl.
3rd and 3.
But
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Dwight Clark.
That play, it goes to Solomon. He's supposed to zoom out to the sideline, but Dennis Thurman, he covered it. Joe can't go there. I'm looking at Dwight. I think it's going to come out quick, but the play takes a while. It's taken forever. As I start to look back, the ball had been thrown. From what I could see, the trajectory was taking it out of the back of the end zone, but it wasn't. It was kind of dropping. And Dwight, of course, could see it the entire time. As he caught it, I was finally looking back, and that's why you see me not up. I never got a chance to jump. And that's why you have him going up and me kind of looking back like, hey, what's happening? And that was it.
the moment was captured by a photographer from Sports Illustrated and became that week's cover shot, forever posterizing Walls on the receiving end of an iconic play.
It wasn't Everson Walls' fault. Joe Montana made a great play, and he had the right receiver at the right place at the right time, Dwight Clark, who was a leaper, and he went up and got it. I just hate seeing Everson Walls look like this because it definitely wasn't his fault.
You can't blame that game on that play in Everson Walls. You can't do it.
I did something wrong. Yeah, I didn't cover my man. I did the ultimate wrong. You know, this is no time to give that up. Dwight signed this for me just for a tease. Sorry, just doing my job. I thought that was very funny. We kept in touch, and that continued for years and years and years, simply because of that connection that we had to that play.
After the catch, Walls played 8 more interception-filled seasons in Dallas, making 4 Pro Bowls and earning lavish praise from the most notable announcer of the day.
I don't think I can remember a corner as confident as Everson Walls. He's always in the right place. The ball is tipped, Everson Walls is right there. Hey, he's a scrapper. He's all over that field. Everson Walls went up and caught it like a receiver. I'll tell you, this guy has the greatest hands of any defensive backs that I've ever seen.
He would finish his career with 57 interceptions, more than Hall of Famers Darrell Green and Deion Sanders, 2 of the fastest corners to ever play. But it wasn't until he signed with the Giants in 1990 that he truly found redemption for a single play from his past.
I'll alert you to the fact that he might not be coming out.
When Belichick and I started talking, I could see where he wanted to use me in all kinds of ways. Safety, corner, strategic times and situations where he wanted me to exhibit my ball hawking ability.
Everson had a very unique playing style. What Everson was very, very good at was reading the quarterback and seeing the receiver. And he had great anticipation and awareness of all those things. And he processed them very quickly and was able to make plays on the ball that were above and beyond what you would expect for a player of his physical ability. And so he was able to put all that together better than any other player that I've coached. The combination of those skills, I think, overrode his speed.
Intercepted to the 20, to the 15, and he's going to score, Everson Walls.
The Giants would make it all the way to Super Bowl 25.
You know, here it is, my first moment, really, of any consequence on the same level as the San Francisco game. And I remember going into that game thinking, they are not going to blame me for this one. So I was ready.
With under 2 minutes to play, it fell to the Giants' defense to protect a 1-point lead.
Thurman Thomas out to the 40, a first down, tackled by Everson Walls.
At that time, you know, the commentators were talking about Thurman Thomas.
What a show Thurman Thomas is putting on tonight.
No one made much about that tackle at all.
Yeah, not overlooked by me. I thought that was the play of the game. If he doesn't make that play, I don't think we win.
I asked Parcells one day, if I would have missed that tackle, Coach, do you think Myron Guyton would have caught it? And he said, yeah, probably in the parking lot. So, yeah.
Ultimately, Buffalo was forced to attempt the 47-yard field goal for the win.
High drama here in the Super Bowl.
They line up to kick it. I was just looking for tricks. Just making sure I wasn't that guy that they could point at again and say, man, if you could have made that play, or you made me cry that day. You know, I didn't want to hear any more of that crap.
In the air.
Once it got up, I knew right away.
Got the distance, it is. Okay.
I remember just jumping as high as I could. I looked like I was trying to jump in the stands. I don't think I ever jumped this high in my life. You had the whole release from San Francisco, you know, just everything. It's almost like your whole life, you know, all the disappointment, and then boom, you know, up in the air.
As Walls celebrated, a photographer from Sports Illustrated snapped his photo. It would become that week's cover shot.
Now see this, I don't mind holding up. You can ask me to hold this up a whole bunch of times. I have used this moment when I talk to young kids about sticking with it, about not being afraid to lose, about how to lose, and of course, how to win. I keep them together. I call it the yin and the yang. This is my yin and my yang right here. The good and the bad, bad and the good, however you want to put it. I'm glad I didn't give up. I know I've been blessed in my life. Even when this happened, I knew I was blessed in my life. So then when this happened, it was just like, man, finally. You know, don't ever say I can't win.